What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé, coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. Hello and welcome to Exposé, brought to you by the Shepherd's Flock International Church, and I am your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. We have been discussing medical systems for a number of weeks right now, and for those who may be joining us for the first time, medical systems refer to different medical paradigms. Some of us are already familiar with some kinds of medical systems. Some of us are not familiar with too many of them. We're probably familiar with one or two. And for those of us who live in West Africa in particular, we are maybe familiar with two or three. We know what we call orthodox medicine or conventional medicine, which is what we call allopathic medicine. Some of us are also familiar with maybe African traditional medicine, ATM, not your automatic teller machine. I mean your African traditional medicine, ATM. And then a few others are familiar with traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, and various other Chinese herbal medicines. But beyond those three, there are many other medical systems. We have Ayurveda, for example, in Oriental medicine, which is common to Asia. Ayurvedic medicine is particularly common to India. And then Oriental medicine in the whole of Asia, Japan, Taiwan, China, and all of those Asian countries, including India. So, what happened in Asia, for example, is that when Western medicine was introduced to that region of the world, they did not discard what they used to have. What they did was to say, tell us what you brought. Put it on the table, let's see. They took what was okay for them and they try to fuse it with what they used to have to create a hybrid. So today you have traditional practices that have been age-long, some of them for hundreds, if not thousands of years in practice in Asia, are still being practiced till today. And they have not been stigmatized. They have not been labeled with a bad name or called quackery. So we have a well-developed, well-documented, scientifically developed Oriental medicine that is in practice today. It has not been the same for us in Africa. Before Western medicine was introduced into Africa, we used to have African traditional medicine. When Western medicine came, the impression that we were given is that Western medicine is superior, Western medicine is cutting edge, Western medicine is scientific, and that African traditional medicine is archaic, is quackery, and so on and so forth. So what we did was to throw both the good and the bad in African traditional medicine out the window. It's like throwing the baby and the bathwater all out at the same time. Of course, I admit that there are aspects of African traditional medicine that are crude, that are probably satanic, that we must not, touch with a long pole. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some aspects that are equally very useful and good. So there are things that we need to acquaint ourselves with and see the benefits that we can derive from them. All the herbs, all the trees, all the nuts, all the seeds, all the fruits and vegetables around us were all created by God, not by Satan. They were created by God. And the Bible tells us, Genesis 1:29, that they are for our use. In Psalms 104, verses 13 to 15, the Bible says, herbs for the use of man. In Ezekiel and in Revelation, we are told that there are trees that bear different fruits. It says that the fruits thereof shall be for food, and the leaves therefore shall be for medicine or for healing. So God gave us supernatural as well as natural remedies and products and different things that we could use for our own benefit, if only we know how to deploy them. And the essence of naturopathy, one of the medical systems that we are going to be talking about, or that we've been talking about, is to see how we can explore the power of nature. It has been one of the 6 principles of naturopathy, the healing power of nature. That's why probably it is called naturopathy. Nature is there in that word, naturopathy. And so we have talked about naturopathy, we've talked about allopathy, we've talked about homeopathy, we've talked about osteopathy, we've talked about chiropractic medicine, and so on and so forth. And we've brought practitioners of all of these various medical systems. And today, we are privileged to have for part 2 again in the house a naturopath or a naturopathic doctor who has started this conversation with us last week to help us understand what naturopathy is all about. And then she delved into the 6 basic principles that undergird or underpin the practice of naturopathy. And today we are taking the conversation a step further. I want her to highlight to us what are the different protocols, the different modalities deployed by naturopathic doctors in attending to whatever they call them, their patients, their clients, their campers, their partners. How do you call yours?
Friends.
Your friends. Wow, that's another dimension there. So different nomenclature used to describe those who seek naturopathic modalities. And so we have in the house today a naturopath who will be talking to us about naturopathic modalities. And that is in the person of no other than Mrs. Nike Aladesuyi. You are welcome once again.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you very much. And I'm glad to be here again.
Thank you. Last week was very, very fantastic. It was a wow session. And today we believe that our viewers will get value for their time. I wanted to say value for their money. Then I discovered that they're actually not paying for this. So they will have value for their time. By the way, we thank you for always finding time to join us. We'd like to read your comments in the chat room. Please keep them coming. We'll be very interested, very, very happy to respond to them as appropriate as they keep coming. Now, Mrs. Aladesuyi is here, and she will be starting us out today by, again, giving a brief introduction of herself, not elaborate. Let's know a little bit about your background for those who didn't watch part 1, so that at least they can know who is talking to them.
Okay, thank you, Daddy, once again. So my name is Nike Aladesuyi. Now I'm a naturopath. I started out as a science laboratory technician, and then I did microbiology option of the science laboratory technology. Have a background of environmental health science before I went to Reverend Tony's school. That's the way I refer to it now. Rafa Institute of Healthy Living.
Right.
So I did module 1, I did module 2, I did module 3. And the 3 modules made me decide to become a naturopath. I just told myself, this is worth exploring. So I went further to train as a naturopath. So right now, I practice as a naturopath.
Thank you very much. So now, let's go quickly into the modalities. First of all, would you like to itemize a catalog of different modalities that are used in naturopathy? Then we will take each of the modalities one by one, as time will permit, and you will explain what the modalities are and the benefits of each modality and situations where they will be very useful. But before we go into those protocols, let's delve into this. What should a friend, you call them friends, or let me say a client, or a patient, what should they expect when they enter into the office of a naturopath?
The first thing you expect is some length of talk. You are just going to do a lot of talking. Right. Because the first thing the naturopath wants to do is get to know you.
Okay.
Everything in and out, as much as is possible. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of listening, and then we get the people to talk. Okay. That's the first thing. Of course, that's outside having checked your BP, checked your vitals before you get to see the doctor. So as you walk in, they check your vitals, and then they send you to the doctor. When you get to the doctor, you get to do a lot of talking. In the process of talking, I am getting what is wrong. I'm finding out what I want to address.
Right.
And then I'm able to educate you on how we want to go about it. Basically, that's the first thing to expect.
Great. Yeah, that reminds me, there was a time that a young man came to see me. I'm not a naturopath, by the way. I'm just a health enthusiast. Yeah, somebody was referred to me to see me, and the guy was having, a catalog, a battery of problems, and ranging from sleeplessness to agitations, nervousness, to insomnia, of course, sleeplessness, and then loss of appetite, and panic attacks, and all kinds of different things. And he had seen all kinds of practitioners, specialists. He had a bag of drugs that he was taking, but he was not any better. So, of course, someone suggested that he should talk to me. So when he came, he showed me all the medications he was on and all of that. We had a lengthy talk, a very lengthy talk, just like you said, the starting point. Yeah. And Dr. Aishimoju also collaborated that. He's a homeopath. And he said, if you are not patient and you cannot spend time with your patient, then you cannot be a homeopath. That was what he said. He said it is one of the basic hallmark of a good homeopathic doctor. And you're saying the same thing now for naturopathic doctor.
Yes.
Now, in fact, listening to people also gives some kind of therapy. It's therapeutic.
Yes, sir.
When somebody is ready to give you their 2 ears and listen to you, to talk to them. So as I listened to this young man, I found out that what was wrong with him was not necessarily what was going on inside of him, but the root cause of his problem was his routine and his schedule. He was living in Abule, for those who are familiar with the geography of this part of the world, and then he was working in Aja. He leaves home. He says he wakes up by 4 a.m. every day. He has to hit the road latest by 5. If he exceeds 5 a.m. to get out, he won't get to work until 9 or 10. So he has to leave home by 5 a.m. And then when he closes in the evening at 6 o'clock, he doesn't get home until 10 or 11. So he gets home 11, he eats dinner at 12 midnight, and goes to bed, and the alarm must sound by 4 a.m. for him to get up. He does that Monday to Friday. And so when I questioned him, and he told me all these routines, I said, wow, this is your problem. It is not chemical remedy that you need right now. So I suggested to him, I said, okay, why not get another accommodation on the island close to your place of work and move your family down there so that in less than 30 minutes you can get to work from home, and in the evening, maximum 1 hour, you're back home.
Yes.
He said he couldn't do that because the house he was living in was purpose-built. He said he built that mansion tastefully for himself and his family, and he couldn't just let it go. I said, okay, if you don't want to sell it, then let it out. He said, well, I don't want to either let it out because tenants will damage your house before they go. He said, I said, so what do you do? And I said, well, I have a third option for you. Be a weekend husband. Keep your family there in your palace. Let them keep enjoying the purpose-built house and the beautiful environment and what have you. While you go and get a one-room studio apartment near your office. So you go on Monday morning and you don't come back until Friday. So you are relaxed, you work on Friday, you come back. So Friday night you come home, Monday morning you go. You become a weekend husband. I said, that is the third option I have for you. I said, I have no other prescription I'm going to give to you. If you do that, come back after 1 month, let's see whether things have resolved. And that was exactly what solved this problem. So listening to them, but then I was another person who was having mold and mold toxicity. And of course, it happened that the home where he was living was very moldy, full of mold all over the place. So it is in talking with them that you get to discover that the environment is what is causing the problem.
Yes.
It has this sick building syndrome. You know, you can give all the medications, and it keeps getting reinfected. He keeps inhaling the toxins coming from the mold, and he never gets well. And after some time, they will say, look, it's in your head. Go and see the psychiatrist.
True.
Right. So thank you for bringing that dimension again. It's like underscoring it. I'm sorry I've taken so much of your time. You are the one we are interviewing, not me. So let me ask you to go into the modalities. Just list them for us. Don't explain. List those modalities. When we come back after the break, then we'll start doing all the breakdown.
There are several. We do detoxification.
Detoxification.
We do nutritional medicine. We do physical manipulations.
Okay.
We do hydrotherapy.
Okay.
We do heat therapy, that's
Okay.
thermotherapy.
Okay.
We do infusions. We do
Grounding,
we do
okay.
phototherapy. We do aromatherapy. There are
Okay.
quite a lot.
Right.
Sometimes we do acupuncture.
Okay.
We do acupressure.
Okay.
Quite a lot.
Right.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, I interjected earlier. You were cataloging what a patient should expect when they enter the office of a naturopath. The first one is they should expect to talk. Add the other layers.
Okay, after you have talked, you may get a naturopath checking you physically.
Okay.
So I want to know what's going on in your guts. I want to know if you have some gas.
Okay.
Because very many times, one of the problems people have is guts. It's the digestive system.
Right.
So I want to check your guts. Then we want to check your spine.
Okay.
Because natural medicine believes that when the spine is not aligned, a lot of things can go wrong. The nerve sensations cannot. So we check your spine. So we check your integrity of your body.
Because that can affect function.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Then we can now send you for tests.
Okay. What kind of tests?
We do a lot of tests. We do blood tests. We do imaging tests.
Okay.
Sometimes we use QRMA, this
quantum analysis.
Okay. Sometimes we do this other machine that does PEP tests.
Okay.
And we just want to know what is going on. Some imaging tests will come in handy too.
Okay.
So sometimes before you are done talking, you actually know what the issue is.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. It's a convenient place now to go on a short break.
Okay.
When we are back, we will take each of those things one by one, and then you will help us explain what they are, the benefits, and who can benefit from them. Don't go away. We are going to be back very shortly. Welcome back. This is Exposé, brought to you by the Shepherd's Flock International Church. And I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Our axiom is, what we need is not more medication, but more education. And the best prescription is knowledge. And that's why we are imparting knowledge on this platform. So if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button right now and press the notification bell as well, so that on a weekly basis, whenever we come live, your device will notify you so you don't miss any other episode. By the way, all our previous episodes are available still in the archive on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and type in Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. It will bring all the past episodes, and you can create a playlist and actually have your wellness training on Exposé platform, YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, just like us Even if you don't like my face, at least like me on Facebook. And then on Instagram, just follow us, and you will never miss another episode. And each time we come online, you'll be able to join us. It's always 8 p.m. on Mondays, Nigerian time. Now, we have in the house today a naturopathic doctor. That is Mrs. Nike Aladesuyi, who is also incidentally one of our facilitators, a lecturer at our institute, Rafa Institute of Healthy Living. And if you have not attended any of our courses, we encourage you to go to our website, rafainstitute.org, and attend Module 1. We have online classes as well as in-class classes. We also have healthy cooking classes that holds one full Saturday from morning till evening. We show you how to turn your kitchen to the best hospital in the world, where you prepare therapeutic and prophylactic meals to serve your family. You know, I remember a particular time when my driver's daughter was sick, and he had taken her to a hospital, a private hospital. They had treated her over and over, and she wasn't getting well and was getting worse and worse. So he told me about his daughter's condition, and I told him to bring her. And when she came to me, I saw that it was actually, she had been given an injection in her butt, you know, and it had developed some form of abscess. And that was what was more or less paralyzing that leg. You know, so of course I needed to refer her to my our family doctor. So we went to our family clinic where our children have registered, and I took my driver's daughter there. My wife and I, we went there, and we said, please, our pediatrician, we said, help us attend to this guy. We take up the bill, you know. And as soon as our doctor saw my wife and I, hey, Pastor, where have you been? We've not seen you in 3 years. And I said, well, is it not the sick that needs to come to see you? I said, we have not been sick, we've been well. That's why we've not been coming. You know, and one of the assistants, one of the doctors assisting him working in the clinic, they said, but that's not good for business. And I said, wait a minute. It may not be good for your business, but it's good for our family business. That we've been able to go on for 3 years. None of our children needed any hospital visit, not for malaria, not for upper respiratory infection, not for anything whatsoever. And the reason I said that is because our kitchen can become the best hospital in the world, where the meals that we prepare, the juices, the smoothies, the salads, can be real medicine. Like Hippocrates said, let your food be your medicine, and let your medicine be your food. Okay? So, now, you are talking about the different modalities.
Yes,
that was where we left off before we went on that break. Now, I want to pick them one by one. Let's start with infusions.
Okay.
What are infusions? And what are the different things that you put in there? What are the purposes? Who can benefit from it? Right.
Okay, there are different types of infusions.
Okay.
It could be things you drink.
Right.
It could be things you put through the veins.
Okay.
It could be things you put through the anus.
And even the ears.
Through the ears or through the vagina.
Insufflations.
So, insufflations. We put different things in liquid and...
in gas.
Or in gas. Thank you. So, we use different modalities, with different types in these particular modalities, but they're usually nutrients.
Okay.
They're usually natural nutrients. Like we do infusions of animal, we do infusions of coffee, organic coffee. Okay. Usually the Arab type. Right. We do infusions of vegetable juices if
that's through the anus.
Through the anus.
Okay. Why do you do that?
Why do we do that? Maybe we get a patient who needs to go to the toilet, who needs help to go to the toilet. Constipation or highly toxic.
Okay, so you need to detoxify.
There's a high level of toxicity in the body.
Right.
Like I had a patient of recent who had things like boils on her body.
Okay.
And when you press, it comes out like pimple.
Okay.
And the smell is out of this world.
Oh my God.
So for that kind of person,
You want to detoxify.
We need to do consistent enema so that whatever it is inside can get out.
Okay.
Not necessarily through the skin.
That's drinking coffee through the anus.
Exactly. For certain people, we do IV infusions of vitamins.
Okay, like what type of vitamins?
Like vitamin C, like
Okay.
vitamin B.
Okay.
Like some glutathione, like some
minerals as well.
Magnesium. Like, magnesium, stuff like that.
Right. So now, you pass it directly into the blood vessels.
Veins, to the blood vessels.
Okay. So what you're trying to do is to bypass the digestive liver, system and the liver.
Especially the liver.
So it goes into the bloodstream. So the liver is not overburdened.
Yes, sir.
In the processing of this thing.
Exactly.
So the end product that is ready to go into the bloodstream, you just pass it straight
directly into the bloodstream.
Okay. Then I think that also will overcome a challenge when there is malabsorption.
Yes.
If somebody eats something, some people digest it, but they are not able to absorb it.
Some people don't even digest it.
So they just poo-poo it, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly.
So if there's a weakness in that region, you can bypass it. And then the nutrient goes directly into the bloodstream. Wow. Mm-hmm. Those are what you call infusions.
Yes.
IV infusions in particular, intravenous infusions.
Intravenous infusions.
All right. In what kind of cases do you do that IV infusion?
When there is a compromise in the liver,
okay.
When there is a compromise in the digestive system, in cases of cancer,
okay.
Or very debilitated person, somebody who is just down and out, you're not sure how, we do that to get them on their feet ASAP.
Okay.
And when there is a lot of infection like UTIs, instead of getting them to swallow garlic, swallow some other things, if the UTI is very high, we get them infused with. So usually
for UTI, for
example, I would do vitamin C for UTI.
So vitamin C has some antimicrobial effect.
Antimicrobial and immune boosting.
Immune boosting.
So it actually boosts the body to fight.
I see. Good.
So those are some kinds of infusions we do.
Okay.
And, we do some infusion of herbs and get people to swallow.
Okay.
We do some infusion of herbs and get people to bathe with.
With it, okay. How does that get into the system?
Okay, now those things are nanoparticles. Anything that touches your skin and is in nanoparticle form can actually penetrate
the skin.
So
that's
and
like
get into the
system.
So we use with the skin to get those things into the body.
I see.
So there are some herbs we infuse and then get you to bathe with. Or get you to soak your feet in.
Okay.
So it goes through the sole of the feet.
Right.
Several ways of infusing things.
One friend of mine actually told me that there are about, if I remember correctly, I hope I'm not wrong, said about 400,000 pores on the soles of the feet.
Yes, sir. If not more.
Yeah. That's what he said. I said, wow. And he said, he said, in fact, if you cut a piece of garlic and you rub it on the sole of your feet, that after about a few minutes, you can actually perceive the taste of the garlic in your throat.
Well, I haven't tried that, but I do know that if you have infections, like cough or upper respiratory tract infection, you can have a slice of onion and put under the sole of the feet and put on socks.
And wear your shoes.
And you'll be fine in a few days.
It will get to
It will get here.
It will be absorbed through the pores.
Through the pores of the sole of the feet. Yes. And then the person will get better with time.
Wow. So the skin is another channel, another route.
It's a major.
A major one, the largest organ of the body, actually.
Exactly, the largest organ of the body.
That's why I think cosmetics then become an issue. Because whatever you put on your skin can get into your liver,
one of the things we do for our clients is change your cosmetics.
Oh.
So I insist. Many people don't like it, especially the women. But by the time you get talking to me and I tell you, but I tell you, look at me, I don't use anything.
Right.
Then you are going to start asking, okay, so what do you do? So for such people, we get them to stop certain kinds of soap, certain kinds of cream. I tell women not to use roll-on
antiperspirant.
It can be.
By the way, why would you want to stop perspiration? Why do you want to? You don't want to sweat?
Because people do not like to smell. People do not like to smell, so
they don't
want to smell
there are many things
sweaty.
that people complain about, and I wonder. Anyway, I think those are, for example, somebody say, "Oh, you take a lot of turmeric tea, your teeth will be yellow." I said, "I'd rather have a yellow teeth than have cancer."
Be sick. Thank you. Someone says you smell of garlic, and I'm like, if you don't like my smell, please give me space. It's a simple thing, So. That's it about infusion. We do a lot of things. You can infuse different things.
Yeah. I also tell people that in terms of cosmetics, the things we put on our skin, on our hair, everywhere, all over the place. I said, if you buy any cosmetic, we're not against the use of cosmetics, but we're saying there are certain cosmetics that are toxic.
Yes, sir.
And they can actually cause disease and problems, upset
Yes,
systems, So I tell them, if you buy any cosmetic, look at the list of ingredients.
Yes, sir.
If you cannot pronounce them, don't use them.
I like that concept. If you cannot pronounce them, don't use them.
You see all kinds of chemical names and chemical formulas. Just don't use them if you can't pronounce them. All right, thank you. So we have talked about infusions.
Yes,
now let's go to hydrotherapy.
Okay. Hydrotherapy is another massive one. Water is life. Right. The body is made of 60-70% of water. So you need a lot of water. So we use water in several therapies. There's a particular therapy I like, the water therapy. Right. I tell you to drink 1 liter of water when you wake up and people scream. But then it's doable, and I've gotten people who do it. And I've had people tell me aches and pains are gone, acne is gone, digestive distresses are gone, just by doing that water thing in a few months. Right. So we get you to drink water at certain times. We do hydrotherapy in some other forms. We can ask you to soak your feet in water. It's a form of relaxation. We can ask you to steam bath. Okay. We can ask you to do hot and cold shower. It's a form of hydrotherapy. We can ask you to get into the sauna. That's a form of hydrotherapy. Thermohydro this time. So there are different ways to do hydrotherapy. And they do a lot for several people. A lot. Someone who has insomnia, for example, will benefit greatly from hydrotherapy. Okay. Someone who has high blood pressure can actually just use the sauna. And in a few weeks, high blood pressure becomes a thing of the past.
Oh, wow. So
those are some of the things.
One of the things I have personally observed regarding some of these protocols you are mentioning, particularly hydrotherapy, which is water therapy, whether it is water in a solid form or liquid form or gaseous form. Yeah.
Or even ice.
Yeah. That's what I mean by
someone
the solid.
Has it. Solid
form,
yes, you said solid.
Yeah. So now, one thing I have observed about them is that even when they don't work, they don't hurt.
Thank you.
They won't harm you. So they are always worth giving it a try.
A trial.
Yeah. So I like to say, well, try it out. Let's see how it goes. If it works, praise God. If it doesn't work, then you change to another thing. But no harm will be done. That's why I am working on a particular book now. I call them, I call them cheap and harmless unconventional protocols. Cheap and harmless unconventional protocols. There are protocols that are very unconventional. They are very cheap, affordable. Everybody can do it. You don't have to go for 2 years training before you can administer it. You can do it by yourself, DIY. And they are harmless. Even when they don't help you, they won't hurt you. Right. So that's what I see with some of these things you are mentioning. Let's go to massage therapy and aromatherapy.
Okay, massage therapy. We actually usually use it with aromatherapy.
Okay.
Massage therapy means we're physically manipulating the body.
The muscle groups.
The muscles, the different muscle groups in the body.
Okay.
That could include some spinal alignment.
Right.
We try to.
That's the work of a chiropractor.
Well, we learn some of it. When we get stuck, we call the chiropractor. So we actually work hand in hand.
All right. A kind of collaboration.
Yes.
That's what we call integrative medicine.
Exactly. There's usually a collaboration with chiropractors, homeopaths.
Right.
I've
seen that naturopaths usually use homeopathic remedies too.
Yes, we do. We do homeopathic remedies too.
Okay.
So the manipulations we have different forms of massage therapy. Right. We do massage therapy for women who want to have children.
Yes. How does that work?
Frankly, I can't explain how it works. I just know that some wombs just need setting, and when you touch certain places, it just sits up and things happen.
Conception takes place.
Wow. We do massage therapies for women who have fibroids.
Okay.
That one I can explain how it works. Mechanical stimulation helps the fibroid to attract whatever supplements or nutrition the person is. So it works faster that way. Right. We do massage therapies for people who have blood pressure. A young boy was in my office day before yesterday and had yesterday I had high blood pressure, 170 something. I just massaged and the blood pressure dropped like immediately. We do head massages.
Can that be sustained?
That will not be sustained. Okay. That is, we use that for arresting the situation.
Okay, so instead of administering high blood pressure medication
We start
an
out,
allopath
we just
will
drop
use.
it first.
Okay, to drop it, you do the massage
We
therapy.
just do the massage
Oh,
therapy.
great. So
sometimes
which
you are
means-
talking and the blood pressure drops. Sometimes
So
you're
people
just
can actually be attended to when their BP is very high without using pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
And the
yes,
thing can
yes,
crash,
yes,
then you
we
can
do that
then
a lot.
work
Then you
on
cannot work
how to sustain that
exactly
gain.
on how to sustain it. So we do massage therapies for stroke patients who are recovering,
Right.
and all of that.
All right.
Of course, we do massage therapy to relieve stress.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a major
Yeah,
relieve stress,
yeah.
relieve tension.
So even when you're not sick, even when you don't have any challenge, you can just go for a massage. And that can relax you. And very good one. I do get massages once in a while.
That's good.
Yeah, I've done some of these things you have described before. I've done hydrotherapy, I've done coffee enema, I've done infusions, I've done acupuncture, I've done all of it. I was introduced to all of these things when I traveled, I mentioned Dr. Cohn,
Yes,
I will never forget Dr. Cohn in North Carolina. He's retired now, incidentally.
Wow.
I hope I can get him on Exposé to do an episode with us. He was the one that introduced me to hydrotherapy. The first colonic irrigation and coffee enema I had was in his clinic. I said, what is this one again? And I mean, it really helped me. And since then, once in a while, when I have the opportunity, I go get a massage. I also do aromatherapy, where they put either they use the oil for the massage, or sometimes they even put the oil in the sauna.
A diffuser.
Yeah, to diffuse it in the sauna and it's been always a very good experience for me. Okay, our time is up. I don't think we can go further than here. There are other things that you listed we cannot mention right now, or we cannot delve into. But before we go again, I want you to tell us your physical address, how people can contact you, and all of that before we sign off.
Okay.
The name of your outfit?
Therapy Center.
Okay.
Therapy Center. My email address will be therapycenter@gmail.com.
And the center is spelled CENTRE. All right.
Or organics 4, figure 4 IQ @gmail. IQ.
CUBE.
IQ. Ini it's ire ite.
Okay.
IQ.
Okay.
Organics 4 IQ @gmail.com. 080 or 2 + 23480 6610 8880. Or
take it slowly so that our technical people can capture it and put it on the screen. Yeah.
+23480 6610 8880.
That's a special number. Yeah, go ahead.
Or +234808081. I don't even know that one. 081 744 72374.
Thank you very much. This is how far we can go today on Exposé. We want to appreciate you and thank you for finding the time to spend with us this evening. I hope this has been very informative and very impactful. Please, again, if you have not done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. And please share this video with all your friends, family, and colleagues, and they will bless you for doing so. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, for the best prescription is knowledge. Okay? I shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. What you don't know may be killing you. Now you know that you have options. You have options out there that you can utilize if you need some kind of support. And that's why we are bringing these different medical systems and practitioners to the platform, so you can get to know about these platforms and these systems and know the practitioners practicing in those paradigms, and so you can take advantage of them. Again, we thank you for your comments in the chat room. We thank you for your feedback. We thank you for sharing the video. We thank you for subscribing. We thank you for spending your evening with us. We pray that the rest of your week will be awesome. Thank you once again. Do have a pleasant evening tonight. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Naturopathy.